What's up everybody, Coach says there. Welcome back to another video. And there's been more releases from WWE. Mainly the set releases is from NXT. And yeah, the big WWE clear out continues. So yeah, there's a few big surprising names on here. So let's not waste time, let's get into it. But before we do, please like, comment and subscribe. And yeah, as I said, some shocking names here. And the first one on the list, former North American champion Bronson Reed. Literally the last person to hold a North American belt before dropping it to the current champion is Swerve Scott. So yeah, and like there were rumors where he's doing like dark matches and that they were moving him up to the main roster around the same time the Karrion Kross was doing dark matches, and of course we've seen Kross on Raw recently. So obviously something there changed with Bronson. I've been a big fan of him since his days as like John the Rock pre-WWE. I've seen him on like a couple of OTT shows. I think he did stuff for PWG as well. So he's someone that I feel like he's fine no matter where he goes. He'll be a great addition. Very interested to see where he goes. I can see, as I said, I can see him going anywhere and being a good addition, because I was a big fan of him prior to his NXT run, and he was like a top guy in NXT. As I said, former North American champion, he was in a decent position. Rumored to be going up to the main roster, so seeing him get released is the biggest shock of all. And he's not the only former North American champion on this list. Of course, Leon Ruff held the North American Championship for a bit last year, and again he's gone. And then probably one of the more surprising names on the list, Tyler Rust, who was a part of the Diamond Mine, which was like this big brand new act in NXT. They've kind of like only debuted a couple of weeks ago, and he was a big part of that alongside Stokely Hathaway, or what's his name, Malcolm Bivens, as well as Roderick Strong and Hideki Suzuki. Can't remember his WWE name, but yeah, Tyler Rust, again, surprising one. Again, he's someone that I think will UK wherever he goes. I know he done some like New Japan strong stuff and stuff, I think maybe for Ring of Honor before signing, and he hasn't been signed that long. I feel like he's only been signed about a year. So again, surprising one. And as I said, he was in this big hot act in NXT in the Diamond Mine, and they've just kind of trimmed that away now by releasing him. So again, that very interesting to see like all this stuff. Mercedes Martinez, again, another one who's released. Again, I feel like Mercedes is fine. She'll just show up somewhere else. A veteran of the indie scene, like she's been around a long time. She's wrestled pretty much everywhere. So yeah, not really again, kind of a surprise one. Of course, she was part of Retribution when that first debuted, but then she went back to NXT. And yeah, kind of surprised that they've let go of Mercedes. Then Bobby Fish, former Undisputed Era member, former NXT Tag Team Champion. This, again, another big shocking surprise one. Big fan of Bobby Fish, again, for years. And again, Bobby can go anywhere. He'll be, and still deliver. You know, kind of interested to see what happens, because of course Kyle O'Reilly is still signed, and I feel like he's someone that they won't release. But again, I probably would have said the same about Bronson Reed, Bobby Fish, and all them. So you never know. So yeah, like it'd be interesting to see where he goes as a singles guy. Again, because he won't be able to team with Kyle as Red Dragon. So very interested to see what happens with Bobby. If Bobby has struggled with injuries since, and for the he's picked up a couple of injuries, so maybe that could be one of the possible reasons behind that. Ari Sterling, who I believe is Alex Zane. I've been a big Alex Zane guy since kind of broke through in GCW. I remember him on the first Backyard show. Yeah, at the time when he signed, I felt it wasn't the right place for him, because I know AW and Impact and all were kind of interested in him. He was doing stuff for New Japan Strong as well. Again, kind of like Tyler Rust, he hasn't been signed that long. It's probably only been about a year, maybe a year and a half. But yeah, very surprised to see him gone as well. Again, another one from 205 gone. Again, that roster very limited after all these releases. Jake Atlas, again, someone that I've kind of been a fan of prior to signing. I do think he has a lot of star potential in him, so again, I feel like he's someone that can easily get a job elsewhere. Conor Reeves, I actually kind of liked Conor Reeves from the bits we've seen of him in NXT. I haven't seen him in a long time. I think he's been injured. So yeah, kind of interested to see what happens with Conor. Hale also got released. He was the former Anthony Henry in Evolve. Again, very interested to see where he goes. Then the last couple of guys I'm not the most familiar with. Well, I think Steven Smith, I think he was a referee in NXT. He also got released, as well as Giant Zangier, Desmond Troy, and Zechariah Smith. So yeah, I don't really know too much about them, but they've also got released. And yeah, more the clean now continues. Again, some big surprise names like Mercedes Martinez, Bronson Reed, Bobby Fish. These are like guys who realistically can go anywhere. There's a couple of guys that I'm not familiar with. So yeah, I'm kind of like interested to see where people end up. And just from the article on Wrestle Talk that I have, PW Insider are reporting this is the reasoning given behind it, that WWE has plans to repackage NXT with new logo, new lighting, and a different format to show. It is also said that the idea is for there to be more of a focus on younger talent going forward. The house cleaning tonight appears to be part of working towards that direction, for better or for worse. So that's kind of the reason given behind it. And the whole focusing on younger talent kind of makes them think that going back to what NXT used to be, which was like a developmental territory, and that being the reason for that. But again, like guys like Bronson Reed were talking about moving him up to the main roster, so interesting to see why that didn't happen. And yeah, if that is the plan, maybe there's a couple more that could also be on their way out, that just one part of this group are releasing. So yeah, interesting times in WWE. All these releases, interesting times in wrestling as well, because like where will these people go? You know, like AEW have been picking up a few, like Malachi Black and Andrade. They'll probably end up picking up a few more, especially with the new show coming in. They do have a deep roster, but they do have 4 shows now really they're keeping, if you want to count Dark and Elevation. They have Rampage debuting this week on TV. They have Dynamite as well, of course. So yeah, and then you have places like Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, NWA, where people could go as well. So yeah, very interesting times in wrestling. And yeah, more shocking releases from WWE NXT. And yeah, I guess we have to wait to see if there's more, if that's it. Yeah, again, like when you're talking about people getting released and losing the job, it's always sad, but there's also a part of me where I'm like, these guys can go elsewhere and they can show what they can actually do. Because like a lot of the time I feel like they're underutilized in WWE. They don't really get to show what they fully can do. But again, it's always sucks when people lose their job, so it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of hard to talk about it. But yeah, that is it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. More people come from WWE. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens next. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.